evening, everybody. Welcome to the continuing work in the attic. Still no trains running. We're still a few weeks away from that, I'm afraid, guys. How is everyone? Hi to everyone, and hi to anyone who's watching on catch up. Let's see who we have in tonight. Hi, Andy, Hot Dog Pilot 63. Hi, Leslie, Gilpin Railways. I see you're not feeling too well, mate. Get well soon. Flymo Chairman, how you doing, sir? And Mick's in the house. Scrolling through. Peter Jackson, how you doing, sir? Tom Houston. Don't leave anyone out. Oh, Jerry BVR, how you doing, sir? Model Railway Shed Dino, good to have you here. And was that Valleys? Was that Chris I seen hop in there? My chat just jumped. Alan White, how you doing? Grant Salisbury. Yep, Valley 56, Chris, and Braden Junction as well. And hi to anyone I've missed. Dinmore Junction, how you doing? Thank you, Dinmore. Yeah, it's getting there. Had a bit of work done this week. The kids are on midterm here, so I had some helpers. So I have to say a big thank you first to daughter's boyfriend, Matthew, who helped me lift all these sheets in when they arrived on Saturday morning. And then we've had my daughter, Anna, and my boy, Mark, here the past few days, helping me put them up. Couldn't have done it without them. So a big thank you to them. Probably got a good 2/3 of the installation up. I'll carry on with it now over the weekend. I think what I'm going to do is over here where you can see the bench with the saw on it, I'm going to clear that away now, if I can, during the live stream. I'm going to tape up the joints, and I've got some foam filler for any of the bigger gaps. And I'm going to paint that section so I can put a baseboard in along there, and then all the stuff that's over here I can start stacking under the baseboard and then work my way around. You can see the far wall down there. I've got battens cut to go up on there, and then I'll be putting insulation slab on there as well. Hi, Thomas Johnson. How you doing? Does it feel 2/3 warmer? Well, last week it was 11 degrees, and tonight it's 12 degrees. So there we go. Yeah, so it's the 50mm thermoboard with plasterboard on it. Quite heavy. Had to cut it in half to get it up the attic. So it's very messy to cut. It took, and I've actually burnt through one of my drills. One of my drills has just stopped working. Moreland Model Railway Andy, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm going to need to get myself a new battery drill because that one's kaput. And the other one is just about hanging on. I've lost count of any boxes of screws I've gone through here, but it's got to be at least 2,000 screws so far between putting the floor down, the battens, the new collar beams, and screwing noggins into the joists. And recorded a little video today of the work I've done here and how I've done it. Hi, Kieran, how you doing? If I can get it edited tonight, I'll get it out tomorrow, but I'm not making any promises. After the stream, I'm actually going to call it an evening now because I'm tired and I'm sore, and I can't do much more here. Well, there's lots I could do, but I don't want to. Yeah, it was a little drill, 20-volt drill that's gone. So if they got some more coming in, I'll have to grab one. Hi, Daz, how you doing? Yeah, so that's what I've been doing all week. I still have to cut up the tank and get that out of here. A few more boxes came up. I think now all my train stuff is up here now. So all that pile you can see there, all those boxes, everything there, that is all my railway stuff. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's basically it's whenever I can grab an hour, come up here, do something, in between kids and work and the museum and everything else, and running kids to football and what have you. But yeah, I got a good bit done. It doesn't actually, once you get stuck into it, cutting it and putting it up doesn't take too long once you get into a rhythm. But it's because it's in a room right downstairs, so you have to cut it down there, lug it up the stairs, then up through the hatch, and then screw it to the wall. And of course, now we're down to only one electric screwdriver because we had me and my son on both ends, Anna in the middle, holding it in place, and we could both screw it in. So, but it's going to take probably twice as long now with only one drill. Oh, I'm just going to have a little drink. I'm on the little ginger ale tonight, not the alcoholic stuff, just the old. It changed it. Darren should be going to church, getting told over. Yeah, that's how you always know when you're in trouble. Now, my name Mark, you can't really shorten it, but that's how my kids all know. They all have their own little nicknames, and if they get called their proper name, they know they're in trouble. Yeah, I'm good, Kieran. Everyone here is fit and healthy so far. It's turned into a very miserable evening here in Donegal. It's wet and it's got a bit cooler. But at least now this is the first good shower, so it gives me a chance to make sure there's no leaks in the roof before I start boarding it up. Oh, hi in the house. How you doing? Hi. So if anybody's got any questions on this, give me a shout. I'm afraid the live streams we can just have a chat at the moment. There's no trains running for a while. As I say, this section here, I hope to start. You can see I've put some tape up already. It's just plain old masking tape. It's nothing fancy. I'll run it along. There's a couple of gaps where it hasn't fitted together quite as square. This is when you start building something. You think your house is very square, and then you start putting it together, and you're like, hang on, why isn't this square? Oh, Bernie, how you doing? Bernie's doing a live after me, and he is going to be doing some static grassing, I believe, this evening. Yeah, so that's the plan over the next few days, because I won't be able to get any more of this done because Anna's away and Mark is working. So I'm going to take the opportunity to paint this section, put a baseboard down, and get stuff moved and tidied away underneath it. So then it clears the other space then, so I can then move on, paint it, and work my way around. What's my ventilation plan? Well, at the moment, there's that many gaps in it. I don't need any ventilation. What I'm actually going to do is put an extractor fan in. So there'll be obviously plenty of air coming up because the hatch is going to be open. But I'm going to put a extractor fan in that's going to vent into the crawl space, which has got a load of vents in the eaves. So that should keep it nice and clean. Have you put LED lights in under the insulation as opposed to the bulbs in the rafters? Well, you can see here, this is just a temporary bulb. Obviously, because I'm working here, because I did have all the strip lights down, the LED strip lights I'm going to use, but I had to take them down because, of course, I'm putting the board up now. But you can see in the distance there, the LED lights. So it's 3 of them up, lighting up that section. So I have another 3 to come up. So I'll have 36-foot run of LED lights to light the whole thing up. So it's actually, it's 2 LED strips per tube in like a V shape. so they sort of shine down the slope of the roof. And as well as that, with everything being painted white, it should make it nice and bright. Yeah, it's a lot brighter down that end because obviously that's where the lights are. As I bored along here, I put the lights up because their power goes into the end one at the far end, and then they daisy chain together with leads. So you only have to get the power to one of them, and then you can chain them all together. Here, I'll put on the roaming camera, and I'll give you guys a little look. I'll put it into solo and turn it on its side. There we go. So I have to try not to fall down the hatch. So there you can see the lights. So the end one there is the one that's wired in. And then they got just a lead connecting them. And they just plug into each other. And they just got 3 clips to hold them on. And you can see the board is up. It's one of the better boards I'm showing you that's got a nice join on it. Some of them haven't. So you can see where the rafters underneath are twisted. You can't get it in any tighter. But I'm not worried about that. I mean, it's going to be painted. It's only me who's going to see it. And you can see I've started boarding around the tank. I've been using all these bits of offcuts. So I've got some of these sort of gaps that are here. I put tape behind it, and I've got expanding foam to go in there to fill the gaps. Well, that's it. Yeah, there was a bit of strobing when I was close to the light, wasn't there? Sorry about that, guys. So that's one of the things I was worried about with the lights is when I'm filming, is it going to be a strobing effect? Now, it only seems to be when you're close to it, because of course LEDs, they flash at like 50,000 hertz or something like that. So I'll take you off that camera now. Let me just scroll through the chat, see if there's anything I missed. So also with the ventilation, you can see down here, because I'm putting it across, you have that 4-inch air gap going all the way around. And down in the soffits and that, there is ventilation gaps all the way along the front and back of the house. So there's plenty of air circulating around behind it. So any condensation or anything can be vented out, and it shouldn't cause too much problems. Hi, Ben, Eagle Creek Road. How you doing? You were on for a long time last night. Yeah, so hopefully the strobing won't be an issue once I've got all the lights up and everything's painted. I mean, if they do turn out to be no good, then I'll have to change and get some different lights. But they seem to work all right. They're not showing any strobing at the moment. It was only when I was up close with my phone, it was strobing. So I'll say I've done some filming earlier on, so I'll be able to check that now later when I edit it to see how good or bad it is. But yeah, if you got any questions, pop them in the chat or any suggestions. You can see there, just there, there's a strip there that needs to be filled in. I'm sort of leaving that to last so I can use all the offcuts in that. Hi, Robert. How you doing? Hi, Ewan. How you doing? Yeah, I'm going to need a good bit of trek. Hi, Anthony. Yeah, it's getting there, Anthony. I just got to check. Sorry, guys, just got to send a message. Hi, Grant, how you doing? I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Because usually when I build my baseboards, I use 2x1 and I've got some 9mm ply. And usually if I put lots of cross members in, it keeps it quite secure and quite tight. We'll just have to see how it goes. Sort of cross that bridge we come to if it's quite noisy. Obviously, if it is noisy, I won't be running trains late at night. But chances are most of the time I'll be up here working, doing stuff to the layout without actually trains running anyway. But yeah, it's because I have had layouts in lofts before, but nothing this size and nothing as permanent as I'm making this, because it's always been in rented houses, and I get rid of the kids yet? No, they're still here. They've been a great help. Yeah, I always find my live streams are better when I've actually got a layout instead of just sitting here talking for an hour. But I see a lot of you guys are using Prism now. I haven't had a look at it yet, but I'll have to download it and have a look and see how it works. But I'm also hoping that I'll be able to have my editing computer up here, which is a lot more powerful. So I'll have a go at using OBS again and see how I get on with that. True, the kids always wear headphones. Yeah, they're always in their room on their headphones, watching their phones or tablets or whatever. It's if I want their attention, I switch off the Wi-Fi. Get to see me taking a break for an hour. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have to wet the whistle. Yeah, mouth's getting a bit dry. Yeah, so hopefully now over the weekend, I'll get a bit of painting done, get some baseboards up so I can get stuff stored away, which will clear that. So then I can do that side and then get the rest of the baseboards built. And then, of course, then everything has to come up. All the Christmas decorations and camping gear and stuff has to come up as well and be put around. So this time next week now should be in a should be in a good state of affairs. I might actually, you never know, I might be laying a bit of track next week. Probably not. It'll probably be the week after, but also ran up the cable today for our internet, so I've got that in, and it seems to be working fine because we're still online. So yeah, hopefully it will dry fairly quickly, and we can get all the stuff moved up here. But yeah, it's going to be a while before I can do any track laying. I have a list of jobs to do downstairs. There's shelves and to be put up, pictures to be hung, curtain rails to be moved, TV's got to be moved. There's wardrobes to be ripped out. So yeah, there's a lot to do yet. Oh, hi, what sort of time are you thinking of streaming at? Yeah, it does seem it does seem smaller with the boards up. Lengthwise, widthwise, well, it's going to be 100 mil less because it's 50 mils the insulation. So, but yeah, I was thinking that with the boards up, it does actually look smaller. But if I walk down the end, you'll be able to see the sort of size it is. If I can get over all my stuff. It was a bit like the tunnel they walked to on the original Willy Wonka chocolate factory. (7 p.m. GMT). The bars have moved in. Yeah, it's just an illusion, I think, with the boards up and the lighting the way it is at the moment. It does, and the way everything is just piled over there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This will keep me quiet and busy for years building this. You know, it's probably going to take me a year just to put the track down. You know, because I'd like to run the track for a good 6 months just to make sure there's no problems and you're happy with it and it works well before I start doing any scenery. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Yeah, it's gonna be lots of walking up and down. The other thing I have to do is the chimneys there, because it's bare block. I will be painting that with like a PVA solution to help seal it, and then I'll paint over it white just to help reduce the dust and everything off it. And I'm not sure what to paint the floor with. You know what? Once I have the boards in and everything, I may just keep an eye out for cheap offcuts of carpet. You know, I don't care if there's 5 different offcuts of different colors up here. I think it's going to be cozy. You know, there was no sign of anything up here. There was no droppings, large or small. There wasn't a sign of anything up here. So, but there is a lot of cats around here. There's about 7 cats in the garden the other day. So any little creatures that run around, they're all going to get eaten, I think. But that's all I need is a mouse to get in here and start chewing my wiring. Yeah, so hopefully, as I say, work will continue over the weekend so I can get this tidied. I've got a roll of insulation there I'm going to take back because I didn't use as much as I thought. I put the insulation into the eaves, so there's another 4 inches in there. So that brings it up to 8 inches in total. There's already 4 inches underneath this floor. And with this here, I think this board is supposed to be the equivalent to 4 inches of insulation. Smell of TCP. Sounds painful sitting on the fence. I missed what you said, Andy. Why are you sitting on the fence? I can't see it now. Not a mouse when you're to your 37 run into it. Did it come running out of the tunnel? One of the houses I lived in, we didn't get mice. We got shrews because we were quite close to the river. So it was always little shrews we had coming in, not mice. All right, okay, Andy. Yeah, I've used those plug-in devices, but apparently those devices are only good if you haven't got them in. If they're already in the house, they're no good. You need to poison them to get them out. So I've been told by people in the business. Yeah, with all this insulation, I might need aircon, but we'll see how it goes. Like the whole idea of this insulation is that you know, when you do heat the space up, it keeps the heat in the space for longer. Now it's all the neighbors' cats. There's loads of cats around all over the place. That's a tire lead poisoning. Made a nest under the chicken wire. Yeah, I've seen those sticking pads. Yeah, it's like they say, if you hear something running around in your attic and you're saying, "Oh, that's mice," it's not mice because you can't hear mice. It's something much bigger. At least there wasn't any bats in here because they are a real pain if you get bats because they're protected. You're not allowed to move them. You have to wait till they fly out and then find the hole and plug it. But there was nothing up here. There was no sign of any droppings or anything. So, mind you, that the house is sealed up pretty tight. I'm going to come up here tomorrow and I'm going to find droppings all over the place. I know I am after saying that. I have to tell the plumber that. Yeah, so touch wood. there won't be any trouble with rodents. Like I won't be eating up here, so there won't be any food. But saying that, there's natural products, there'll be paper and cardboard they can eat, and I'm sure that insulation would make a nice bedding for them. Their tackety boots on when we're here on the loft. Yeah, well, my daughter discovered all the cats the other night because they were all, how should we put this, having relations outside her window. She's in the downstairs bedroom and she wasn't very happy. She was kept awake all night by cats. Yeah, don't tempt the gods. That's right, Jerry, because the last thing I want is mice in here, because the missus does not like those little creepy crawly things. So I was going over my plans last week. I think I'm going to stick to that idea of station down here with a TMD at one end and a engine shed at the other end. So you have like a steam era station going into a more modern station with the TMD. Oh, you got it going, did you? So a bit more weight helped and it worked. That's good, Robert. You can get what they call liquid lead. It's just tiny little balls of lead that you can fill in. But if you go to any tire places and say, "Oh, can I have a few of the old wheel weights?" That's what I use. Get some of them and just stick them in. Or you can go on eBay and you can buy new wheel weights with the stickies on them. You can just stick them in. Yeah, so it's going to be behind me then. It's going to be sort of the industrial area with, I'm thinking maybe putting a big marshalling yard because somebody suggested that last week. Maybe sort of this direction. And then just all along here, just a nice big scenic section with 2 lines. Maybe do the 4 lines. I don't know. Maybe have them crossing over each other or doing something. But yeah, it's going to be a long time coming. The first thing is going to be the lower level with the storage yards and the build with then 2 loops going around and 2 lines going up and down. So once I get the baseboards done, I can then measure everything out and see exactly where I'm going to put stuff. Space for a hump shunting yard, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be on 2 levels. So the top level is just going to be just below where the roof meets the upright bit, and then the lower levels can be about 10 inches below that. So what I'm thinking here is this section here where I have the scenic section is the lower level will be incorporated into the higher level. So it will, you can have trains going over each other, just make a feature out of it. The bottom baseboard is going to be a traditional flat baseboard. The one on top then is going to be sort of semi-open frame with being supported from the lower baseboard. But it's going to take time to build. It's going to take time to save up to buy the track to do it. Thank you, Anthony. Yes, please hit the like button, guys, and share the stream out, and subscribe if you're new here. And if you're in the background there, you got any questions, pop them in. Yeah, it'll be a very gentle incline, what I'm doing, Andy. Yeah, there will be an incline going up. I think my last one, it was 1 in 59 I set it at, because that's the space I had, and everything went up that with no bother, you know, apart from the little 040s, which they just have no weight or no traction, but everything else seemed to go up no problem, even with a full rake of coaches. So I have the space here now to make it even, you know, less of an incline. Yeah, flying junction. If you remember with my old layout, where I had the one set of lines going up and then the other lines coming down into the tunnel, which went on down to the lower level, I'm doing the same sort of thing again. But I'll be making all my own inclines. There'll be strips of ply using wedges of wood, you know, same as I've done it before. What I'll probably do is where there's curves is I'll level the curves, so there's no incline in the curves. The incline will just be in the straight. But and I've got an idea of to use something for what's that DC? I can never remember the name for that DCC concept stuff that they use. But I got an idea to how to make my own. So I'll see if that works. Power base, that's it. Never remember that. Yeah. So there's something I'm going to use there, and I'm going to experiment with it. So when I'm building the inclines, I'll experiment with it, and I'll do a video on it if it works. Well, it'll be just a DIY version of Power Base, because I've got something in mind that you can use. You can get from the hardware store, and it's quite cheap, and it's about the right width for putting under 00, and probably would fit under N gauge as well. So let's see if I can get it to work. It could be anything. Motors mightn't be as strong as they were. It could be just the wheels and the track have got too smooth, you know, worn down a bit. Because that's the thing I found with the layouts in the museum. The track is actually worn down. And you're looking at it going, I can't really replace the track in this because it's a museum exhibit. It's not something I've built. It's something that's a museum exhibit donated to the museum. It's well, this stage must be over 40 years old. I'm like, how do you replace the track? I bring a lot of people to Donegal soon. That's good to hear, Carl. You bringing them to the museum? Is it, if you send the locos up, do the locos go up fine? Is there any difference? Is it more rolling resistance in your rolling stock? You know, dirty carriage wheels, or, you know, do the carriage wheels need, or wagon wheels need some lubrication or something? Could be something like that, Andy. Yeah, the mistake I made with my last layout is I put the inclines at the back, which meant they were difficult to get at. This time I'm going to have them towards the front so I can get at them easier. Because I had a stick with a hook on it if something got stuck. And, you know, it always gets stuck in the furthest part away where you can't reach with your hand. So you have to get a stick with a hook and try and hook it onto the coupling and just slowly drag it down so you can reach it. Scale speed of 30. You can change some of the CVs to change the speed, or is that at the top level? That's as fast as it'll go. Yeah. Hi, Tom Couples. How you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, guys, and subscribe if you're new here. And you got any questions, pop in the chat. I passed 2,500 subs there during the week. I was quite surprised at. For someone who's got no layout at the moment. It's oh, temperature's gone up. It's now saying it's 13 degrees. Doesn't feel it. But when you're up here and you're moving around, you're putting boards up, you weren't half sweating. Right, can you hear me again? I've got two radio mics and they've both gone dead, so I've had to swap over to the mic on the camera, so it won't be as good. So sorry about that, guys. Of course, I've done some filming earlier on, so they would have got gone flat during that. Silence woke me. He turned off the sound to get the chat going. I say David's screen. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I should do that more often. Just done it to see if you were paying attention. I'll put those two mics on charge. The bass unit is almost fully charged, though. The problem with getting a real microphone, Carl, is with these radio ones, I can walk around and you can still hear me. Of course, it helps if you charge them. Right, I was checking on Google's doc, yeah. No questions in it. So I don't know at what point you guys lost sound. I remember what I said. But Anthony, what I've got for that is we've got Sonos speakers spread throughout the house, and they're all linked into Alexa as well, so you can get Alexa to do announcements over them. You can get thunder and lightning playing through the whole house. Which I quite like putting on some nights to go to sleep to. Just that. Also keen on the whale song, but the thunder and lightning's nice. Well, the mics I've got, Leslie, are the Rode ones. I don't know if you can see those. It's the ones that Graham from Lakeside got when he reviewed them. Now, the set I've got has two mics and one bass unit, so you can use it for interviewing people. Was it that long ago that the bikes went, was it? And then you realise I was here chatting to myself. Yeah. shotgun mic would probably be better for you, Leslie, when you're out filming stations and that sort of thing. But the radio mic's a lot better for me when I'm inside doing how-tos, and when you're doing lives like this, if I'm walking up and down the layout, the sound is the same. We're getting snow soon. They've been on about this beast from the east coming back, but I haven't seen any sign of it yet. So it's just a case of, well, when it comes, it comes. I'm just going to look on the my weather app. At the moment, it says it's 12 degrees. And it's not due to fall anywhere near freezing for the next 7 days. I think the lowest temperature is 7 degrees. So who knows? Yeah, it's been very wet here this evening. It's been one of those nights where it's really, really pouring down with rain. Horrible night for driving. And right, I'm gonna start calling it a night now, guys. Give you time to get a cuppa and go over and watch Bernie and see how he gets on with his static grass. Yeah, it's always wind and rain here, and the storm will test the roof now. So everyone head over to Bernie's. I might join you there later. I've got to go out and pick up a few kids in a minute, so I won't be over. If I'm on there, it won't be for about an hour or so. So take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see so many people here. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here, and I will catch you all next week and in other streams. Tune in next week and see what progress I've made in the week. So take care, everyone, and thanks for watching, and see you all soon.